Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Saturday, y'all. I hope everybody had a good day. Hope everybody is chill. I hope those of you who've been floating around these YouTube streets have had a chill experience. I've gone and seen a couple of replays. I haven't been able to catch anybody live today because I was working on some stuff. I do have a video that is going to be premiering at 12:15 a.m. Hopefully I'll still be awake when it does come on. So 12:15 a.m. West Coast time, which is 3:15 in the morning on the East Coast. And I think it's like 9 or 10 in the UK. And I don't know what time it is in Australia. But it's going to be just after midnight for me. Don't forget to smash that like button as you do come into the chat. Don't be shy. You can say hi. You can say hi. Hey, uppity. So I've been working on my hours, y'all. I did check my hours today, and I'm at 2,200. So the next task is I'm going to be going through all of my live streams, and there's almost 150 of them. So that's going to be a lot of time there. So hopefully after I do that, I'll be closer to 3,000, if not at 3K in watch hours. Because y'all, I'm grinding, and I've got several other vlogs upcoming that I'm working on, including the roller skating one. Hey, Angel. How are you? Happy Saturday night. So I hope you guys like the little video that's going to come on. I did the voiceover on it, and I did, went and found the copyright-free pictures and plugged them in there. So hopefully you guys will like it. But it's another voiceover. I've only done a few voiceovers, but for some of these things, I find that it's easier to do it as a voiceover because then it doesn't become like a 30-minute video. Okay, yeah, in a little bit, because I have to go pull the mouse and bring it over. So just give me a second for that. Just give me a few minutes for that. But today was a pretty cool day. I went to the bank, and there were a bunch of people there, but not inside of the bank. Because now my bank is only allowing 3 people to come in at a time on Saturday. So there were about 6 people that were outside waiting in line, doing their social distancing. So that's the last time I went to the bank, which was like earlier during this time that we're going through, they were doing the social distancing, but they let more people into the bank. Now they're not letting any more than 3 in. So I'm glad I went today, because I was like, I know it's the beginning of the month, but if I don't go today, it's going to probably be crazy on Monday, for the people who didn't go today, because, your rent's due, your mortgage is due, your bills are due, everything's due at the beginning of the month for a lot of us. So I was trying to take care of those things today. And I still have to go to the grocery store to get some stuff. You guys, I just don't want to go. Not because I don't want to get the food. I just don't want to deal with, the people. But I'm going to go to one of the little local markets. I just can't go to like the Vons or the Rouse or something. Because I'm seeing people not practicing social distancing. I can't do it. I can't afford it. But it was a kind of mellow day here in SoCal. We didn't do much of anything. But what happened today that was really cool, you guys, is next door, there's a girl that was turning 18 today. And so she had a social distancing party. It was like 20 cars that came down my block that were blowing horns with balloons and flowers and gifts for her. And, the family came out to the curb. They all had on their masks and everything. And they were waving. And, one person would go out there to grab it from the car. And then the next car would come. It was so cool to see that. And then I think the mom was videotaping it too. Because I guess it really kind of sucks to have a big birthday like that during this time. And normally you would have like a big party, but you can't. So all of the people that were invited to the party came by and dropped off their gifts. And they have like balloons on their fence. It's kind of like, how they're doing with the ones that are graduating and everything. It's really cool. But I thought that was so cool. And I went out. I'm walking across the room, guys. I went out there and watched, for a little while. And I was just telling some of the people that I thought that was so cool, that they were doing that. People are finding, they're finding different ways to do things. And of course, down the coast in Orange County, California, that is. I always have to say Orange County, California, because there is an Orange County in Florida. I think there's an Orange County in another state too. But people were congregating on the beach this morning, even though they weren't supposed to. But thankfully, the lifeguards and the police got them out of there by midday. And so I just don't get it. It's like, why do people feel like their rights are being violated when, if last weekend had shown social distancing, I think that maybe we wouldn't have even been dealing with this. But when you are the state with the second highest count of cases and your crowded beaches get national attention, what the heck did they really expect the governor to do? Because it was very nonsensical for that to even have to have had to happen. All right, Angel, give me 1 second. I'm gonna drop the link so you can come up. Give me 1 second. And then you can come up whenever you want. All right, it should be hitting the chat in a minute. There it is. But yeah, that was, and people were still complaining about it. I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to wait until businesses start to open back up before you make that step? Now, I saw this petition on Facebook because my sister had signed it, where they're asking for barbers and hairstylists to be allowed to open back up with one customer at a time. So we're talking about, even if it's a shop that has 3 hairstylists, that they would have to have only one of them would have an appointment at a time. So there's only one customer in there at a time, doing the 6, I guess. I don't know, but having one person in the shop at a time. So they're trying to petition to get that to happen here in California. We shall see. But right now, for all you ladies who do not do your own hair, this is the time for you to figure it out. Figure out what you need to do to keep your hair healthy, because there still are some things that are available. I know here in California, not all of in Southern California, not all of the beauty supply places are closed because they're considered essential. So you can get stuff and you can do it yourself, or I'm just saying, you wear your hair in a bun if you don't know what to do with it. Or if you have shorter hair, put a little gel in it, try to make it, slick it down, do things with your hair that don't involve going to the hairdresser. Hey, 1SP, how are you? Excuse me. Good evening. Oh, Angel's up here. 1 second. Let me let you up, Angel. Hey, Angel.
Hey, Diva.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I just did a stream a little bit ago as well.
Oh, yeah? You live streamed?
Well, yeah, it basically was me hanging with some friends while eating something, because basically I ordered a burger from Smash Burger, if you ever heard of that place.
No, are the burgers good?
Yeah, they were, and I was chowing down on the fries before I even got to the burger.
Wow. Did you get your computer?
That's what I'm using right now.
Oh, that's so cool. How do you like it?
I love it, and that's what I was using when I was doing my stream a little bit ago.
I didn't get a notification. I hate that. YouTube is so whack with that. You get the notification sometimes, and sometimes you don't.
And you even have it on all notifications, don't you?
Huh?
You have it on all notifications from my channel.
I do. I have it on all notifications for your channel. That's why I said you live streamed.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I didn't get a notification.
Yeah.
But that happens on a couple of people. Well, actually, no, it happens more than not. So most of the time, the way I catch people, I literally go into my subscriptions and just see who's on, because I hardly ever get them. I get 1SPs sometimes, and I know he's live a lot, but I don't get his notifications half the time. So I end up catching his replay. because I'm like, I haven't got a notification, because it's like, for certain people, I'm like, if I haven't got a notification in a day or two, then I go and check to see if they've streamed, and I just didn't get a notification, which is, what it usually is. So I will definitely go look at the replay of that, Angel. So how long have you had the new computer?
This would be day number 4, I believe, because I got it delivered this past Tuesday.
So you've been playing on it?
Yeah, I've been experimenting and working with it.
Hi, is it lefty all around? Lefty all around. Are you a southpaw lefty all around? Are you a southpaw? Oh, that's cool. That is so cool, Angel.
Because I paid $1,448 for this.
That is so cool, the keyboard like that.
Yeah, because this has so many cool upgrades and features that I decided to put into this that really is worth every penny.
Well, lefty all around, I am also a southpaw. Welcome, fellow southpaw. That's so cool, though. But that'll be really cool, like when you're doing gaming too, huh?
Yeah, and the audio on this is a hell lot better because do you notice a bit of an audio difference from the computer that I had when I was on your stream before to the one that I have now?
I like that. I like those colors on it. And you told us about that when we were talking about the computers, when you were trying to make up your mind which one you were going to get. You told us about the keyboard lighting up, and I thought that was going to be cool, and it is cool.
Yeah. And do you notice a bit of an audio improvement from the previous computer?
Yeah. You're not popping in and out at all.
Nope.
I love that. C1SP, you see Angel up there on his new computer.
SP was in my stream earlier.
Oh, you did. You liked this. You liked the show earlier. Good.
And he says he kind of liked. He says he kind of liked it, but it's just that he was like horsing around with everyone on my panel. But I know he was just joking. I love the way SP was joking around.
I'm gonna have to see if there are smash burgers here in Cali. See what kind of burgers they have.
Because the burger that I got was the double bacon burger.
Oh, bacon makes everything better.
I love SP. SP, man. You sure were crazy in my stream earlier, but I just needed that laughter from you.
Shoot. And I'm like, but I've been like looking at how different people have, how they start their live streams and everything with the animation and everything. I got to figure that kind of stuff out. Even though I'm a nerdy girl, when it comes to that kind of techno stuff, I haven't. It's not that I can't do it. I just haven't taken the time to figure out how to do it. But I'm gonna figure out some stuff that'll kind of, liven up how I do the intro on my live streams. I like the way I do my vlogs.
So you were talking about a little earlier about like your day and such. Well, for me, my day has been like a mix of both relaxing and exhausting because for the most part I've been inside, but I have been out a couple times today. Like earlier this morning, I went out to go get something to eat, and then afterwards I went to Staples to get a 4 terabyte external hard drive for like my store for like my files and such. And when I came back home, I've just been relaxing for the rest of the day ever since I came back at around 3:30 this afternoon. But
So you
one
didn't
thing
have to work today?
I had today off.
Oh, cool.
But the one exciting thing that I would say about today is that I stumbled upon a video by a YouTuber by the name of Jubilee, and he did a video that I kind of wish I would have known earlier, but I've watched it, and it really would be a video that you might want to check out yourself with you having a autistic son and with me being autistic myself there at Purple Diva. Back on March 11th of this month of this year, a YouTuber by the name of Jubilee did a video titled "Do All Autistic People Think the Same?" Where he invited 7 different autistic people, and they asked them some the question that will like to have their opinion of how strongly agree they
Mm-hmm.
think of it. So it's a video that I really found interesting that really makes me want to probably do a reaction and give my opinion on it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at it as well. And his name is the channel is called Jubilee.
Yeah, um, uh, uh, Jubl, no, Jubile.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at it later on tonight and find, especially if if they have people on there with autism. Did you know what the hashtags were on it?
The hashtag is Jubilee hashtag Spectrum.
Okay, cool. I knew you would know. That's why I asked.
I'm gonna post the video in the private chat here, and I could post it in the public chat here for the replay as well.
Okay, that will be really, really cool for you to do that.
Yeah, you can like open it on a different tab on your browser and just save it for when you end the stream, so you can already watch it when you end the stream.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for because I've been doing a little hunting around, trying, because I'm noticing, because my channel pops up in the autism algorithm, now I'm able to find a lot more of the autism channels. It's like when I was first on here, I couldn't find them and they weren't popping up for me. But I think because I'm now in that algorithm, or I've been in the algorithm for long enough, even my own videos come up as recommendations for me. So
you kind of had a bit of an audio glitch for about a minute there.
Oh, I had an audio thing, a blip. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, because when you were like saying that your recommendations have been appearing within the autism channels, then you completely went silent when you were still talking. We weren't able to hear you because your audio completely blanked out.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened because I'm on the computer microphone.
But I would like show it to you. But I know YouTube is so strict on their copyright stuff. But I'll let you watch it for yourself.
Yep. But it's fine to let people know about the channel and the stream. They have no problem with that.
Nope, they have no problem with that.
Nope, they have no problem with that. Yeah, and especially because it's related to what this particular channel is about. So, but I tell people about all types of channels. I do. But when I do find like cool channels that are autism channels that I don't know about, I tell other people about them. I'll talk about them in the stream, like that one where I found that autism mom. Now, she probably hasn't been online or seen my comment yet, because I know, like, looking at her channel, it looks like she's one of those people who post every blue moon. So hopefully the next blue moon she comes on, she'll see, that, people have come and checked her channel out, because the video that I commented on was like at the very beginning of the stuff that's going on, and she was talking about some things that were happening with her adult son who's on the spectrum, and about people, you know, kind of messing with him and bullying him. And he's, you know, really, really high functioning and everything. I mean, and drives himself and all this kind of stuff. But because he's black, he gets, you know, he gets racially profiled and all kinds of stuff. And she's worried about those things because you can't just look at him and know he has autism.
Yeah. And I may spoil one of the questions, but I'm not gonna spoil what the 7 people in the video said. But one of the questions within the video that was asked was that they said to the 7 people, "It bothers me when people pity me," and I kind of related to this question so much because. Growing up, I've always was pitied by students and people around me, saying that just because I'm autistic, I cannot get a job like everyone else. I cannot go after my dreams. I cannot live a successful life. But now that I'm older and over the past couple of years, I've been able to do so much stuff that I've never thought I could never do.
You're doing all of the things that they said you couldn't do, you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because I've been putting myself in my own form of direction and standing up for what I believe in now.
Hey, Darren.
Because when people said that kind of stuff, it really bothered me. But when I was younger, I didn't really think too much about it. I just went along with what they said. But as I got older, I realized that there's more to my life than just being autistic. And I have always had these dreams of mine of going out in the world, being on a game show, following the career of my dreams, and pretty much having a job like everyone else. Just because I'm autistic doesn't mean I can't live a normal life like everyone else.
And see, that's the point. That's one of the points that I try to stress is that we should never put any limits on people who have autism, because it's up to the person with autism. You're gonna know where you can't go past. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're able to articulate what you want. If you're talking about someone who is nonverbal, that's a different situation. But for people who are verbal and able to get out there, able to establish their independence like you have, get a job, no one should put a limit on it. There shouldn't be any ceiling on what you can do. It's all up to you as far as you want to go.
But the one thing that they did not ask in the video that I kind of wish they did is that it bothers me when people try to be in charge of my life, because I've had so many people try to take charge of me, try to tell me what they think is right for me and such, and try to prevent me from making my own choices. And even though that kind of stuff is in the past, it still kind of gets to me because I never was able to try to be able to make my own choices and prove to them that I can do it, or to be able to slowly be independent.
But you fought and you got
yeah, exactly.
You fought to get control of your life. And see, that's the thing that I was concerned, that I had been concerned about with conservatorships, but it's something that you explained to me, you know, now, because I thought that once the conservatorship is in place, that it really strips you of those abilities. But it comes to a point, if it's agreed and you were able to establish that you could do things on your own, that you have been allowed to pretty much do most things on your own. You still have your conservator now is more like an advisor to you. You know what I'm saying? But you fought to get it to that point.
Exactly.
But that's not the case in most conservatorships. You know, I mean, it's just it's not. And for many people on the spectrum, their lives are restricted because of other people's, I guess, you know, lack of perspective about how much and how much people who have neurodiversity can do on their own if you just let them. Because the reality is no one wants someone to control their life completely when they're capable of taking care of themselves. And I don't understand why people don't understand it. I believe they're starting to understand that, because I think that they're starting to understand more and more that people on the spectrum are just people.
Yep.
You just think differently. That's it. And you don't want to be treated like you don't want to be pitied. You don't want to be treated differently. You just want to be given a chance to live your life.
Or we don't want to be overly controlled all throughout our life. I mean, we want to be able to be taught the right way, but we also don't want to have our entire lives be bossed around all the way to our 80s.
Exactly. I agree with you on that, Angel. I absolutely agree with you on that. I understand that for some people, they do need to have that supervision, but that's not the case for every person that's on the autism spectrum. That's why it is a spectrum. There are many people that are on the autism spectrum, children and adults, that are capable of taking care of themselves and are taking care of themselves. But there's still that stigma because there's so many people who are ignorant and they do not understand, that you're capable of handling your own affairs.
Exactly.
It is prejudice, Darren. It is prejudice. And, I've gone to support group meetings that I go to, for parents of adults or, pretty much I would say like high school to adults and on. And one of the things that some of the parents have complained about is that when their kids who, are in college or out of college try to get a job, they have issues because they're afraid to tell the people that they have autism, because if they tell them that they have autism, then they're going to treat them differently, and they're not going to just allow them to do their job. And then, in essence, they don't even give them a chance because they think that they are going to need a lot of, I don't know, I guess, special considerations for jobs which they may have gone to school for and studied and be capable of doing. But because they tell them that they have autism, then some of these employers have this stigma and are afraid to hire them and give them a chance. I'm glad that you've been able to get past that with the jobs that you've gotten.
Yeah, because the job that I have right now, I didn't really think too much about that because basically what has been happening is that I've told them that I've been doing the best I can, and they've been seeing a huge improvement in my work efforts, but it may not be as much as what they want within Walmart standards, but at least it's a whole lot better than what it was when I started my job at the beginning of last month.
Exactly.
Because any area for someone who is autistic that they've never been in, they need to go through like a course that's like a learning curve for them. because for me, I've never dealt in the retail space, and but when I started my job at Walmart last month, I wasn't sure what I needed to do, and there wasn't any form of like training that they showed me that showed me what need to do or what I had to go to do so. It basically was like training on the day that I had to start putting things on shelves. But as the weeks went by, I was able to start doing the whole stocking and knowing what is what or where things go.
I know and the thing is that here's the thing. When you started the job, they understood that you had autism, and the thing is that I think that the person who is your supervisor wasn't exactly expecting that he needed to be a little bit more patient. But I'm glad that you've been working through that with them.
Yeah, cause I just have been explaining to him that I'm doing the best I can, and he's just been a bit more patient than he probably have been used to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that you can't do the job. You're just doing it at a slower pace. But as you get more comfortable, you're doing it faster. You because your concern is accuracy.
Yep. And I just want to make sure I'm doing the right job because I just don't want to mess up every time. And I mess up a lot of times, but I learn from my mistakes. And but when it comes to corporations, they take their kind of stuff very seriously. Where if you mess up, they might write you a citation or might put some form of like warning on your worksheet. And after so many times you might have the might be at risk of losing your job.
I I do understand. Yeah, that is a a problem, but they should at least have, give you at least more leeway.
Yeah.
And I think that they have been, because you haven't gotten written up, have you?
Nope, I haven't.
Okay, then then you are doing good. I mean, but the fact is that you understand what the process is and everything, and so that should be encouraging to them that what you're doing is you're trying to do everything correctly, and your accuracy rate is going up.
Yep.
And I think if they, as long as they, and don't they have you skipping around to different departments?
Yeah, they had me go from like chemicals, where like the detergents, the disinfecting wipes, and the aerosol sprays and the bug sprays are at, to where like the big products like trash bags, tissues, napkins, toilet paper, paper towels, etc. Basically, they have to go in different departments, but it all depends on what they get in the truck that day.
There it is.
That's the thing is that so that's the thing is that you're able to go between those different departments, and if they had you in one specific department all the time, then I think that you would have mastered it completely by this point. But the fact that you're able to do well going from department to department, I think is excellent for you, because you've never done retail work before,
Exactly.
and this will give you retail experience. So even if you're not there after the temporary thing is over, and you go back to the company that you were with before, then you will at least have that experience so that you can perhaps pursue it again in the future.
Because once my other job starts letting employees back in, I kind of may think about going back there again. But if I do go back there and leave the job that I have right now, and then later on decide to go back to Walmart, they might have bring me back, but I already have the experience of the retail space in my brain.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, because you know when I mean, the way that they're talking, and this is just how they're talking about certain types of events will eventually, I guess, start back in the fall. So, you know, just have to wait and see how those things happen with that. But, um, you know, the most important thing is that you're getting retail experience, and you wanted to get retail experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now, you know, Walmart is a big, huge store. I mean, they're a big corporation and everything. So even, you know, in the future, if you go to work for if you go to apply for a job at another retailer, they're going to see that you worked for Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Who is this? Hey, RJ.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
Hey, Angel. Um, I have to say this, buddy. I am proud of you, man. You've come a long way since I've known you.
Angel, did you hear RJ?
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, I'm very, man. I've been. I asked somebody the other day. I said, "Do you remember that guy, Angel Munez? Angel Munez?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's doing really well." And when I heard you on here, I thought, man, I need to go on and see how he's been doing. I'm glad to see you're doing well, buddy, and um, keep up the good work, my friend. Keep it
Thanks.
up.
Well, thank you for coming up, RJ, and saying that to Angel. Angel's a cool dude, I think.
He really is, and I met him in a, in another community, and people, people were bullying him and things like that. And when he walked away from that, he took off, and I'm glad to see that he got away from the negativity and all of the nonsense. And I recently had to do the same thing as well, and I'm seeing a change in my own life as well, because I've gotten away from the negativity. And so, Angel, I'm proud to see that you're doing well, my friend.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
Well, thank you for that, RJ. Yeah, we love Angel over here.
Oh yeah, everybody does, and he's such a Angel's a one of a kind. He's a really he's a happy person, and that's what I like about him. He doesn't judge anybody. And oh, by the way, that Jubilee channel, I was checking out some of his videos just to see like the list of videos. They are a very interesting channel, Angel. Thank you for recommending that.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna check it out too.
when I saw that video in the recommended video down below,
Hmm.
one of the videos I was watching earlier, and I saw
Hmm.
the title, I was like, "Huh, what's this?" So I checked it out, and the questions that he was asking to a group of 7 people who are on the spectrum was really surprising, and the answers that the 7 people gave will really make you realize how different we really are. But it really doesn't matter if we're different. We're like all the same. And one of the first ones that they asked, you were asking you earlier. You said something about the special. One of the earlier questions that he asked to the 7 people on the spectrum, I consider the term special offensive.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and I
that's
think
why I try. That's why I always try to. I try to take it as neurodiversity, because that's really what it is.
Exactly.
well, and I think you know when people say that you're special, I think it is offensive in the context that they're using it. Now,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
with me, being a Christian, being a Christian, I believe that there are special people, but not in the sense of, oh, well, this person has a disability, in that way they're special. I believe you're special in a way, like you impact the world in a specific way. That's what makes you
Exactly.
special. It's not your disability making you special. It's the fact of um, how you're impacting our world, and I think that's what people need to understand.
Yeah.
Um,
Angel makes me smile. Every time he comes into the chat, I'm happy.
yeah, he does. He's always somebody that makes you laugh. I've never I've never seen Angel get sharp with anyone unless someone has come at him, and you know
He knows how to defend himself.
he does because there was somebody coming at him, and he held his own. He held his own. I've seen it.
And see, that's the thing that people underestimate
Hmm.
people with neurodiversities.
Yep.
But the thing is that you've got people with neurodiversities who have higher intellect, who
Yeah.
have normal intellect, and who have an intellectual disability.
Hmm.
But the majority of them do not have an intellectual disability. So if you
Nope.
come at them, because they're used to having been bullied.
Hmm.
So if you come at them, they're ready.
Well, and I'm on the spectrum as well. I have Asperger's, and also I am blind from birth. So so basically, I had another. I had someone say, "Well, hey RJ, why do you flip flop? You flip flop," and I'm like, because I like to try to get along with everybody, and that's just how I am. Having been in, I was a Baptist preacher for 11 years before I switched churches. So I was always taught, give everybody a chance, be kind to everybody. And there was a particular creator that, you know, an Angel knows who I'm talking about. I'd rather not use their name, but this person would always say, "Oh, RJ, I can help you grow. RJ, I can help you grow. RJ, I can help you grow your channel." Blah blah blah. And I would always go back to this creator, and people would be like, "RJ, why do you keep going back to this person when you're always fighting? You're always getting this person calling you names because you're always fighting with this person." And then finally, I thought to myself, you know what? I just need to walk away from this person because it just seems to me like it's not going to work. And I'm having to learn, that sometimes you have to walk away from people and stay away from people. And for you to maintain your sanity.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right.
You know what I mean? So and do I judge the person for that? No, I'm not judging anybody. All I'm saying is for me, I had to walk away, and there were a lot of people that would message me behind the scenes on Hangouts. Oh, RJ, do you not want to be my friend no more? And I'd be like, no, it's not that I don't want to be your friend. I'm having to take a step back and evaluate things. Evaluate the most important things in life. I'm going to be 41 years old at the end of this month.
Hmm.
So I figure it like this. You know, is it going to be worth me going into my 41st year, getting upset at stupid nonsense that's going on the internet, or me, going into my 41st year happy you know, with who I am as a person.
Well, we don't. Well, I'll just let you know about over here in my chat. We don't do drama or any of that stuff.
Yeah,
There may be people that are in my chat,
yeah.
that have been involved in things, not to
Hmm.
any fault
Yeah,
of their own. But I don't allow people to come in my chat and do any bullying or any of that stuff. If you've got issues with people that happen to be in my chat,
hmm,
um, you know, as long as you guys are cordial in the chat, I'm good with that.
right.
But yeah, I don't, and I especially don't allow people to jump on people who have other things going on with them.
Well, yeah, and and that's the way I try to be. Is I try to be like, look, just be respectful, just be cool. I mean, because I remember growing up, like, I can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a story real quick?
Sure, sure. If it's a quick one, because we're only going to be on for like about another
10
10 to
minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay. So, all right. Well, okay. As I said, I've been born blind. I've been blind my whole life, right? So I've never seen. And my dad used to work on cars. He was a auto mechanic. And one day, this man came over and asked my father to work on his car. And my father had a shop in the backyard, so I walked outside, and I was about 9 years old, 8 or 9, and it was during the summertime because in the fall I would have to go to the blind school, and so I was out. I was talking to my dad, and my dad said, "Son, this is Mr. Ron. I've been working on his car." Now, Mr. Ron is a black man. He's African American.
Okay, he's
And yeah, he's black. He's a black man. He
Mhm.
said, RJ, you will respect him. You will not mistreat that man. He goes, now I know what people have told you about black people, that they're bad people. He goes, do you think this man's a bad person? I said, no, sir. He said, and I know that some people in our family have used the N word in referring to black people. He says, do I allow that in this house? I said, no, sir. He said, what will happen?
We don't allow it in this chat either.
Yeah. I said, my dad said, and what would happen if I hear you say that word? I said, well, Daddy, you would be upset and you'd give me a spanking. He said, that's absolutely right. Well, did you know that black man, Ron, he sat there and he ate lunch and I heard him started to cry. And I said, Daddy, why is he crying? And that man said, you are the first white family that treated me with such respect that you would invite me into your home for lunch.
Well, that's sad that was his reality.
Mm-hmm.
That just
It
means
was.
there were
And it taught me.
there were a lot of ignorant people.
It taught me that no matter what color even though I couldn't see color, like I wouldn't know what color you were because I couldn't see you.
Exactly.
But if someone said, "Oh, well, Angel's white, or Angel's Hispanic, or Angel's this," and you're putting a label on somebody.
Right, but for someone who's blind, you don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what black means. I don't know what white means. And I was on someone's chat one day. I was on StreamYard just like we are now. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't see color. I don't understand color. So when I hear, well, someone is a black person, I'm like, what? Tell me, what is a black person?
Well, for someone who's blind, it's hard to describe that to you because you
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah. What
understand color. You don't understand
What's
colors.
a white person? What is a yellow person? A person is a person in my eyes.
Yep.
You know, that's how it should be. But I think that's the problem with our society is, people can, like you and Angel, you can look with your eyes. And I think the danger is with looking with your eyes, you have more of a tendency, and I'm not saying you guys personally, I'm saying that people that can see have more of a tendency to pass judgment on other people without even saying words.
Well, I think most people, if they're, true believers,
Hmm.
we try to look at what's in a person's heart as
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I believe is that look at the person's heart. I remember the first time I ever attended a Catholic wedding. And a week later, I met the Catholic priest at our local Catholic church. And he and I became friends ever since. And I became a Catholic in 2018 because of that experience, because I remember how much that man meant to me. His name was Father Duffy.
mm-hmm.
And
But before you end the stream and after you start talking within like the next 3 minutes, can I have one final statement?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead, Angel.
yeah, go ahead, Angel. Go ahead, buddy.
Earlier, I was telling you about how some people pity me. I want to add to that because there has been times when I would like call into call-in shows and such, but not necessarily here on YouTube, but like on radio stations, on other people's podcasts, etc. And I would often have the chat within that podcast or that radio station up. And whenever I would call into some form of call-in show, there would be people trying to get the call-in, get the host to hang up on me or get me off the show, all because I have a speech impairment of me being autistic. And wait, why can't I call into a show and express my feelings on a specific topic, or just call in to make a day better for myself? Why can't I do that? Because when people say, "Yeah, host, get this guy off of the show, hang up on him," you're trying to pity me and thinking that I can't do anything like you guys can.
Exactly. And I, and that's the thing. I take you at face value, Angel. I know what I when I first met you, I immediately knew what was going on because of my son. But that didn't matter because you were one of my fellow content creators. I like what your content was. I like having you in my chat, and that has nothing to do with why I like you. Period. And
Exactly.
I hate when people try to put people who have a neurodiversity into a box because they can't be put into a box. Every person is different, and every person should not be treated like they're different. Just treat them like you would treat anybody else. That's really all everyone that I know with autism wants, is just to be treated like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. And so, because there's been a lot of times on both YouTube and other platforms across the web that people have pitied me and such, all because I have autism and all because I can't speak normal like everyone else. I mean, I may not say sentences as clear as the normal person can, but whenever I do speak, I try my best to be as clear as I can. And like right now, I kind of just mumbled right there.
But I don't have a problem with that.
I
No.
know, but some people do. But do I let them get to me? No.
And
Well,
you shouldn't.
and too, Angel. Like you've been on my shows in the past too, and you and I, you and I can talk, and if you're trying to get something out, and I just let you go with the flow, man. I mean, that's because I think that's what makes our friendship so good is that you and I can kind of bounce off one another and be like, hey, I got your back, you got my back, and I know that Angel does have, a speech impediment, and in fact, one of my good friends, um, that I went to school with had a speech impediment, and I still talk to him every now and then, um, and I hope he'll join Special Olympics. Oh, by the way, Angel, did you hear that I got first place in the state bowling championship for Special Olympics?
No.
Yep, I sure did, man.
Yeah, I know. Like they canceled all of the like Special Olympics here in in
Yeah,
Southern
they've had
California
to
right
because
now.
of
They
the
had
COVID. Yeah,
everything canceled this
yeah.
year.
Well, yeah. Well, my brother-in-law is the head of our Special Olympics for our county, and so he gets the emails for Special Olympics Florida.
Hmm.
And he said that they're going to have to look at the cases and see, but he was saying that we should know something by June 2nd to see if we're going to be able to compete.
In
And
Florida, yeah, because I know like
yeah,
California canceled them because I think they were supposed to be in July,
yeah,
and it was announced like earlier this week that
yeah,
they weren't going to be doing any of that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because you have to be careful because of the close proximity. Um, and the what was so weird is when I won first place, I was speaking with the head lady of the Special Olympics of Florida, and she was telling me, RJ, if you win, you won this year, which was 2019. If you come back to state and you win next year, that would be 2 years in a row, and that would qualify you to go to nationals for the bowling championship, for the national bowling championship. So that's what my goal is.
Yeah, I
And
remember when they had the World Special Olympics here in the Los Angeles area
oh wow,
like 2 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, they did everything at the Los Angeles Coliseum, and they had
that's
like
awesome.
fireworks. It was televised and everything. It was great.
Oh yeah, well we had a dance. We had a dance because we went to state on Friday, and we had the competition on Friday. We had the dance on Friday night. So me and my good buddy, are sitting there, and you know, uh, I've known this guy since I was 3 years old. So me and my good buddy were sitting there chatting and everything. And this girl walks up to my buddy and says, "Hey, can I dance with him?" And all of a sudden, my friend Jay, he goes, "Hey, RJ, get up! This girl wants to dance with you." I'm like, "Okay." So I get up, and she's taking me out to the dance floor. So we're dancing, and we're having fun. We're dancing, everything, and so all of a sudden, baby shark, baby shark, the girl lets go of my hands and just walks away. And I'm standing there on the dance floor. Baby shark. Hey, where'd she go? Where'd she go? So my my niece, who's a volunteer, she had to come out to the dance floor and get me. She goes, "Good gracious, RJ, what happened?" She left me on the dance floor during Baby Shark.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a nice story, but we're
Yeah, but
I don't want to cut you guys off.
I gotta
but
run.
over
Well, I hope you
over
have
an hour.
Well, I hope you have a great night there, Diva. I'll try to catch your premiere here before I go to bed tonight.
Yeah,
And
it's going to come on at in about an hour at 12:15.
yeah, I'll try to catch it before I hit the sack. And I'm looking forward to it. And try to catch the video that I had.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at that as soon as I close it. And anyone else who's interested, it sounds like Jubilee's channel is a great channel, so we're gonna have to go over there and check it out.
And Diva, thank you for having me on. Pardon me, Angel. Thank you for having me on, Diva. I'm gonna head on to bed, and it was nice being on your show.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I came on screen. I always come on screen right before I get off of here. Thank you, Angel, for coming up and hanging out tonight.
You have a great night as well there, Diva, and say hello to your son for me. I love both of you. Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, thanks so much for coming tonight. And thanks, RJ and Angel, for coming on up and just hanging out with me up here up on the panel. You know how we do it over here. It's all just whatever we do, we keep it nice and zen. We don't do any of the drama. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Those of you who can make it, jump in that premiere. It's only about 6 or 7 minutes at 12:15. And the rest of you guys, I will see you tomorrow. But always, I want to give you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I will see you guys soon. And I seem like I'm off the camera. Let me move over here. There we go. Let me move over. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.